Hey guys, welcome to the arcade. Thanks very much for joining me tonight. And I guess tonight I wanted to come in and talk about everything that was announced at CES by Arcade 1UP. For anyone who doesn't really keep up to date with these things, CES is kind of like a big convention for all the players within the tech industry. So you would see like the next gen sort of TVs and home cinema and things like that. Not so much console gaming anymore. Most of the big players like Microsoft, Nintendo and Sony, they all have their own sort of shows that they dedicate to themselves rather than having to share the show floor with, a whole bunch of other people. But when it comes to home arcades, CES E3 is the perfect opportunity to show off what they have coming up. And this year at CES, Arcade 1UP were there, they were in force, and they produced some newsworthy things. I would call them. Let's go with newsworthy things. I will say before we actually get started that I was very happy that there were no big leaks or anything beforehand, at least none that I was aware of. This was all news to me anyway, and I was quite happy to see it. I don't like the whole leaks. I know we had the Gamefly stuff last year, which was very helpful to find out what was coming. But it is nice to see these announcements for real and be surprised and see proper renders and marketing information that they've got prepared for these things. So I was happy that it went off without a hitch. I know if you've been following these things for a few years, you knew that the Simpsons that they announced a few years back, that was just absolutely terrible. Wasn't handled well at all. Everyone knew it was coming out beforehand, then they denied it, then the press leaked it, but apparently they weren't meant to, and oh my god, what an absolute shambles that was. But here we are. So we'll touch on a few things. I guess the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Deluxe Edition cabinet. So we'll jump over and take a look at them if you don't know what we're talking about, or if you haven't seen them yet. These things are fantastic looking. So here we are. These are the Deluxe Edition cabinets. I wonder if I should reverse the camera at some stage so I'm actually looking, pointing at the screen. Anyway, these are Deluxe Edition cabinets. Now you'll notice straight away that these are all cabinets that they have brought out before. They're already ones that they have created, but you will notice at the bottom here there is no riser. So these are the first riserless machines that we've seen. Now we've been calling out for this for quite some time, and it's fantastic to see that Arcade 1UP have listened to us, and they've listened to us in a number of ways. Look at the recessed monitors on Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man and Class of 81. That is great to see them sort of slanted back like that. I love the control panel sort of matches up with the slant of the monitor. These are the closest that we've gotten to the original arcade machines. This is what we wanted when we first bought that first Pac-Man or that first Mortal Kombat, and we thought, oh, I've got an arcade machine at home. And then the itch starts. I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more. We wanted the coin doors. We got a sticker. No, the sticker's not good enough anymore. I want more. They've got the bigger coin doors now on Killer Instinct Pro. The coin door buttons light up and they're functional. But we didn't want the risers. The risers sucked. Can we get rid of the risers? So we got the XL cabinets. The monitor in them sucks. We don't want the big frame. And they're listening to us. They're making things that the fans want, and this is great to see. Now, looking at all the dimensions and everything like that, the cabinet itself is about as deep as the ones that we have so far. With regards to heights, I did have a look through that. They are slightly higher than one of the cabinets on a riser, which is nice to see. I think that's pretty good. And width-wise, they are slightly wider than one of the original cabinets as well. So they're not going to take up as big a footprint as the XL cabinets, but they are going to look like a proper cabinet. They may be a little out of proportion. They may be a bit skinnier than they should be, but I think that's acceptable. You're still getting, it's still a 17-inch monitor in here. Remember, it's not one of the bigger ones. It's just going to be without the riser, and I think that's really cool. Now, I did sort of, it has been answered, but I sort of called out the Pac-Man one in particular because I don't think the artwork really looks well on here, because you can see all this sort of blank space down here, and I think it looks a bit ugly. So there is a reason for that, and the reason is that the when they get the license for these things, everything has to be signed off and agreed upon. Part of that is the style of the cabinet, how it looks, and that's also including the artwork that they're going to use. So the artwork that gets signed off, this here, they're not allowed to adjust it. Now they can move it up or down, so we've seen Pac-Man's logo move up and down the cabinet over the years based on the different shapes that we've got from the generations, but they're not allowed to resize it. So it has to sort of remain in proportions. So if they sort of stretched it, you know, you would lose part of the you know, the Pac-Man, or you would lose part of the artwork down here. I think what they could do, if they wanted to, is move it down the cabinet a little bit so it's a bit more centered. But what they're looking to go for is more of a recreation of the original cabinet with the Pac-Man wording up close to the top of the cabinet. And like I say, it leaves this big gap down here. It's not as bad on Miss Pac-Man and Class of 81, because that's a bit of a bigger piece of artwork, and Mortal Kombat 2 is just a big free-flowing one, so it can cover the entire. I think that the Mortal Kombat one just looks absolutely gorgeous. That's definitely going to be on my list for next year. But what do you guys think? Are you happy that we've gotten to this stage in the evolution of the arcade 1-up cabinets? I mean, we started off with cabinets without the risers, the wee tiny ones, and then, you know, we got the cabinets with the risers, then we got the different shapes. It's always been an evolution. I know it always seems like it's the same games coming out time and time again. It's always Pac-Man, it's always Mortal Kombat. But we're getting to a point where it's a near replication of what it was in the arcade. Definitely, if this makes it over to the UK and the price point is what I'm hoping, I will be picking that up, and that's going to be the replacement for my current Mortal Kombat. I've sort of given up on the current legacy machines simply because of that monitor. I think that that just sort of killed it for me. I know I always said if I got it for the right price I would pick it up, but seeing how these look, I think I'm going to wait and jump on at least one of these. So I did mention price point there. It's not confirmed, but we do have people that have said that it's looking to be about $500, which is about what the current legacy cabinets launched at. $499 in America. I could see that coming over here as well, so I reckon about 500 to 550 quid when they come over to the UK. Now normally we do get shafted on the exchange rate. Most of the time they keep it as a 1-to-1 conversion, so I would like to see it at £500. I think that would be acceptable for something like this, and the monitors have to be right. They haven't said what monitors they're going to be using it. They just keep calling the monitors crisp. I really hope they get an IPS monitor in there. Doesn't have to be BOE, but I don't think they're going to risk a TN monitor again. I think they're going to have to stick with IPS. It's what we're now used to, it's what we find acceptable, and as we've seen from the last legacy cabinets, it's just going to cause a shitstorm, and rightly so. If we want things to drive forward, taking a step back to the monitors that were in the first generation is unacceptable. So let's have a little quick look at, I want to take a wee look at the Mortal Kombat one first of all, and we'll circle back to a couple of the other ones. Now the games list on each of the cabinets are the same as what we're getting with the current generation of legacy cabinets, so it's the 14 games on here. So let me see if I can, sorry, there you are, I'll pull her up. So here's all the dimensions and everything like that. The shape of the cabinet is exactly the same as the current Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary edition, because this is styled on a midway cabinet. It just doesn't have the big sticky out bit around here. But the cabinet itself is great. It's a lovely shape because it is the exact same shape that is Marvel vs. Capcom, and I really do like the slanted control panel and everything like that. It's all really good. People are crying out because they want to see Mortal Kombat have better online functionality, a spectate mode, all the rest of it. I don't see that happening. This is going to contain the exact same ROMs as what we see currently with Mortal Kombat. They're going to do that because they want to allow cross-play across the various cabinets all running Mortal Kombat and having online capabilities. The only way we're going to get an enhanced version of Mortal Kombat online is if they roll that out across the board. Now that's not to say that that won't happen, but I wouldn't expect it to happen. I don't think we're going to get spectate mode here. I don't think we're going to get the lobbies either. Whether that's a deal breaker for you, that's completely up to yourselves. For me, I don't think it is. I'm perfectly happy just to jump in and play casually. I'm certainly not good enough to be able to jump in for any like tournament or challenge people specifically. For me, it's just going to be jump on, get my ass kicked, and go, yay, that was fun. I'm not going to be worried. I think it's a wee bit different with Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm a little better at that. I try to be. So yeah, I love the look of this cabinet. I think it's fantastic. The games list, like I say, it's the same with as the legacy cabinets that we have so far. So we've Mortal Kombat 2, 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Tubin, Rampage, Joust, Wizard of War. They fixed that. Thank God. Gauntlet, brilliant. Rip-Ear Tapper, Defender, Bubbles, Clax, and that Paperboy. It's the one game that just does not work on this cabinet. You can't properly control Paperboy. the arcade ROM with a joystick. It's too difficult. It needs to have the proper controls. Message from Arcade Fury. Hi dude, if it comes to the UK, I'll probably get Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe, even though I already have the MK30th and Midway Legacy. Ooh, and then MK4. Yeah, MK4, that started a bit of a row, hasn't it? Honestly, I never loved Mortal Kombat 4. It wasn't something I played a lot in the arcade. Wasn't something I picked up at home. I think my last really enjoyable Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the original PlayStation. I played the shit out of that. Mortal Kombat 4, I think I remember playing it, but it's not had any impact on me whatsoever. Would you consider selling either of the MK30th and the Midway Legacy, or are you just collecting Mortal Kombat machines at this stage? That would be fucking awesome as well. I am really pleased that they are keeping the games list the same. However, it does mean that there will be people that have the Mortal Kombat 30th, and it's not as much as an upgrade. It's going to be a harder sell for people who already have the current Legacy, which is understandable. It's the same as when you get like an iPhone and then they release the next version of the iPhone. It doesn't have as much added value to make you part with your money and get another one. Certainly mine is a first generation. I'm definitely looking to upgrade. What I don't know what to do with this yet. I'm in two minds. Either I will try and sell it stock, and if that doesn't work, I have a Pandora box in the back there, and I will stick that into it and sell it. I think that's a 6001, so I could do it that way and see about getting a bit of money for it. It's done me very well, and I'm very happy with it. But this is such an upgrade. I would absolutely love to get that. Keeping them, I've got an addiction. Well done. That's pretty cool. You're gonna have to send me a couple of pictures. I've got to see how you've got your setup, especially if you got all three and just had them all lined up, all running. That would be absolutely beautiful. So Mortal Kombat is definitely one of the ones that's on my list for when that comes over. The other one that I'm looking at is actually Class of 81. Talking about the Pac-Man machine, I'm not overly fussed that it doesn't have online. I'm quite happy with my original Legacy machine with the 12 games on there. I absolutely love them. For them, I'm not a score chaser with Pac-Man or Gallagher or anything like that. I just play them because they're a load of fun. So getting the new Pac-Man machine, again, it's not enough of an upgrade to make me want to part with my money for that. Similarly, Miss Pac-Man. The only difference between Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man on the games list is Miss Pac-Man itself. So I would be buying the cabinet for one singular game. The Class of 81, it's a unique style cab, and it does have a number of different games from what I have. So you do have Galaga, Galaxian, Dig Dug 1 and 2, Mappy and Rompers, and then new ones would be King of Balloon, Tower Druga, Rolling Thunder, Rally X, and Galaga 88. So there's a few new games on there that would kind of push me to get one of these if the price was right, and I think I could be quite tempted by it. It's a lovely looking cabinet. It's very unique with it being the sort of the 2-in-1 cabinet, because that's the way it was within the the arcade. And of course you've got the Galaga artwork on the side, which is absolutely gorgeous and trippy and all the rest of it. It's just pure 80s nostalgia, and I love that game. Urgh. So yeah, those would be the two that I would want to to hunt down. So Mortal Kombat and Class of 81. That's not to say that Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man don't look absolutely gorgeous. Like I say, the Pac-Man artwork, it kind of puts me off a little bit, but I don't know if it would be. It just looks a little weird at the moment. The Miss Pac-Man looks absolutely gorgeous. The kickplate is just perfect. I absolutely love the way they've got the coin door just nestled in there nicely. The new shape of the control panel and the monitor just looks right. I'm really digging that. I think that's gonna be a win for Arcade 1UP. Like I said, they have to get the monitor right. The monitor has to be IPS. It can't be going back again to the TN one. I just don't think that's gonna work. So we don't have any dates as yet. Like I say, the semi-confirmed price is $500. Dates, nothing yet. But I'm trying to remember when we got the last editions. Was that like March, April, sometime around there? I would have to look it up. But I would say we're going to start seeing these coming up for pre-order fairly soon. I think they're looks good, but it's a bloody. It's a what? Sorry, dude. I'm not following. But yeah, I'm hoping in the next couple of months we're going to start seeing them coming up for pre-order. It's a retread. Yes, yeah, it absolutely is a retread, and we all know why they're doing it. It's they didn't sell enough of the legacy cabinets because they fucked up. They fucked up and put a bad monitor in the old legacy cabinets, and now they're having to put out another version of Pac-Man, another version of Mortal Kombat to try and recoup losses. It's a lot easier to take what you already have, the licenses that you've already bought and paid for, the games that you've already developed, the emulator that you already know works. There's no development at all going into any of these cabinets. It's just a different shell. So you're absolutely right, it is a retread, and they're trying to claw back money, and it'll work. It will work. Because there we've already said, there's myself, there's Arcade Fury already looking to pick up at least the Mortal Kombat machine. So people out there will pay for these. They will go out and upgrade their older machines for these new ones. And I don't honestly think a retread's not always bad. Like, I've come to the point where I'm pretty much full in here, so in order for me to get another machine, one of my current ones has to go out, and if I can get 150, 200 for a Mortal Kombat machine, and then pay 500 for an upgraded one, that's not too shabby. I'd be quite happy with that, and I think you've got people on Gumtree to pick up the older ones, the second-hand ones. I did have a guy around here not too long ago. He loved the arcade machines. We chatted for a while. He asked, where do you pick them up? Told him, get them up in Smith's. They come as a flat pack. And as soon as I mentioned flat pack, his face dropped because he had no idea how to put them together. And it's like that. To me, the flat pack is fun, but I understand there's people out there that just can't do those things. It's fair enough. Arcade Fury, these I think these are for new customers as well. Absolutely, yeah. New customers will be drawn to these as well. like you say, they are very, very similar to the arcade machines that we would have seen when we were playing in like real arcades. There will be people that now look at these and go, yes, that's what I want in my man cave or my game room or wherever they're building like a home arcade, you know. What we got? Think about the blokes who just bought Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, there's definitely people out there that are annoyed because they've just picked up like one of these machines in a sale, or at least the previous version in a sale, and that's harsh that, you know, new ones come out, but it is the way of technology at this stage. Like, how many times does Android and Apple produce a new phone? You buy one within, you know, 2-3 months, another one's come out. They're churning these things out, so it is part and parcel to technology moving on. But I think that's why I sort of wait on generations. Like, I certainly wouldn't, if I'd bought the MK30th and I saw the Deluxe ones, I'd be very jealous. But there wouldn't be enough of an upgrade for me to want one of these, I don't think. Whereas if you waited for a generation or 2 generations, then there probably would be. Like, we're talking about them being retreads. There's always going to be a new Pac-Man. There's always going to be a new Mortal Kombat. There's always going to be a new Capcom, because these are the big licenses that they paid a lot of money for and they sell. Haven't got any form of Pac-Man yet, but I'm tempted with the new Deluxe. Yeah, like, mine is the original Legacy Edition, and I absolutely love it. It's just all the old classics on it. They are great, and these new form factors do look really, really well. I think if I didn't have my Legacy, I'd be tempted more by Miss Pac-Man, I think. And I know people don't like the blue, like, or sorry, they do like the blue. It's the black they don't like. I really like the black. I thought it was a gorgeous looking cabinet. Anyway, to move on from the Deluxe cabinets, these are, I could talk about these for bloody ages. I kind of wanted to touch on the Casino Cade as well, because now the Casino Cade's a weird one. It may be a bit more tricky to bring over into the UK, simply because it represents a gambling machine. Not that it is one, it's a replica of one, but whether or not it will come over here, I do not know. One thing I did find weird, I had everything prepared, links and everything saved for tonight, and then when I went to bring up the Casino Cade, it's gone. So you can see I am on the right one. This is my link that I had saved. I had it up a few days beforehand, reading through all the various bits and pieces. So the Wheel of Fortune Casino Cade has been delisted from Arcade 1UP. Now I don't know exactly why. Is this going to be another Simpsons fuck up? I don't know, but we can certainly take a little look at what we have here from a few news sites. So this is the Casino Cade that we're sort of talking about. It looks very similar to like a bar top, and it's just sort of resting on a plinth or a large riser. The machine itself looks really cool. The dual screen on it is kind of funky, although the screen in the center I would say is quite small. It is touchscreen, but when the guy from CNET was having a look at this, he tried playing solitaire on it, and it looked really difficult for him to move the cards. Like, I don't think the touch and drag was working too well. It may be okay for just selecting things, but I don't know. Like, there are a number of games on there. There's the 4 Wheel of Fortune ones, and then I think 21 sort of basic casino games like blackjack and, you know, Texas Hold'em, that kind of thing, video poker and what have you. The people who would be interested in the Casinocade won't be able to build them. Yeah, I definitely think this appeals more to an older generation. It's like I kind of want a video poker machine in the arcade to round things out. I think that would be really cool. And when I saw that this does that, I took note and, you know, was having a look and things like that, because I thought Wheel of Fortune doesn't really appeal to me, certainly, but the video poker aspect did. But when they started going over the screen and how those games had to be touch screen, it lost the appeal to me. I think, yes, there is a market for this machine, but I do feel that many of them are going to have to get their grandsons to build this for them. I don't think it's for us. Am I wrong in saying that? Are there ones out there chomping at the bit to get their hands on Wheel of Fortune? Yeah, absolutely. I can see someone's gran yelling, "Where's me money? I won." Yeah, there will be ones that just don't understand this, and probably rightly so. You put like a gambling machine in front of someone and they win a jackpot, they're expecting money. It's like, is there an appeal to playing these games when there is no risk involved? The whole point of a gambling machine is the risk, the chance that you could lose your money, the chance that you could win your money. That's where the excitement comes from. But if you're playing poker on your phone and you lose, you just go, "Oh well, next hand." To me, there's no excitement to it, so it's probably not anything that will sell overly well, I don't think. Or maybe there is a bigger market over in America. Maybe there is a market for something like this. You've got Mahjong and things like that. Maybe people would be interested in them, and I'm just out of touch. I think the cabinet itself looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I love what they've done with it, with the artwork, the big marquee that lights up, the speakers, the dual screen. I think they've done their due diligence on this, and it looks well. I just don't think the market's there for them. It's a pass. Maybe if there was real money with roulette or a pull down, like a one-armed bandit, yeah, man, that could make it a wee bit more fun, like an old style Tupney Nudger. You could play that for a little bit. That's fun. On that, actually, I don't know if anyone had seen it. It was kind of like October time, but there was a Kickstarter for one of those old coin pusher machines, like a home version of it, and you can pick one of those up for 500 quid. I think they're shipping out in the next month or so. I was so tempted to pick one of those up. I thought it looked absolutely fantastic, and I was just going to get a load of shitty wee toys, you know, like the ones you get in the wee eggs, the 50p, you dial it round and you get a wee egg out. I was going to put a whole bunch of those into it and let people play that. But anyway, I didn't go for it because the wife would have killed me. But yes, I just don't think they don't appeal to me. I'll go with that. And from the reading through the chat, it doesn't really appeal to anyone else here either. So will this sell? Will this be the one and only casino kid we see. Quite possibly, but only time will tell. Excuse me. The final thing that I wanted to talk about from CES was Arcade 1UP revealing a new version of their Infinity game table. This one really surprised me. Not so much that they brought... Well, honestly, I thought this product was dead. Are you still enjoying the pinball machine? Absolutely. I was actually just playing it on my lunch break today. Which one did I play? Darth Vader, and hit a big high score on that. I was absolutely... That's the best I've done on that table so far. I absolutely love the machine. I still haven't played all of the tables on it. I'm still working my way through it, but I'm definitely happy that I picked this thing up. So the Infinity game table, I honestly thought it was dead. There didn't seem to be an awful lot of support for it. There wasn't an awful lot of games coming out for it, things of that nature. But going from the comments by the members of Arcade 1UP that were at CES, they sort of praised the fans and the users of this of the older table, saying that they got a great response from it over the past couple of years, and that they're happy to bring out a what they're calling a travel version of it. So it is slightly smaller than the big 32-inch one. It's going to have all the same games, and I suppose if they are building a new one, that they are going to support this platform going forward. They're going to release more games for it, I would imagine. But I mean, I really do think that the table is a good idea. What lets it down for me is simply the choice of games. Like here is the official games list on here, and there's... So what have we got? Candyland, yeah, okay. Game of Life, it's alright. A version of Where's Wally, Clue, Hungry Hungry Hippos. Right, there's Monopoly, Operation. I don't even know how you would work that on a touch screen. It's a load of crap here. Like there's a load of puzzles, memory games, whack-a-mole. There's Yahtzee. There's a Trivial Pursuit. That's not half bad, I guess. And then the pay for games. Like you pay for air hockey, seriously? A Magic 8 Ball. All right, dead on. Anything else that looks half decent? Bloody calculator. Give me a break. Pandemic, that's kinda decent. Risk is the most recent game that they've added, which is, yeah, I would definitely want to play that. Ticket to Ride's half decent. I do like that, but like, there's not a great selection. We need more games like Ticket to Ride. We need sort of proper tabletop games. If they got a license like that, then it would absolutely be worth it. Pandemic is sort of the same. It would be a lot more fun to have more games like this. I just don't think the games list supports the device. The device is pretty decent. But if there's nothing to play on it, what's the point? Because it's a lot of money you're asking for. I think like the original one, the 32-inch one, is retailing around 700 quid here in the UK. This one I think they're looking to sell for $500, and nearly everyone who's had a look at this and was told the price point is a bit stunned by it, to be honest. And if it comes over here for 500 quid, I can't see many people picking it up. Not when they take a look at the games titles. There's another version from another company with better graphics, half the price, and doesn't need to be plugged in all the time. Yes, that's Game Board, I think. And if it is Game Board you're talking about, they do support. Is it Foundry or Roll20? It's one of the sort of virtual tabletop Dungeons and Dragon clients. That is beautiful. Getting that onto one of these tables would be absolutely amazing. I can't remember what the price is for game table, but you're saying half the price. Maybe that's what it is. I think the 700 asking price for the Infinity game table is way too high. And like you say, the original one has to be plugged in all the time. This one has a battery and is chargeable, but the original game table, you can buy the battery separate and it costs 200 quid. Ridiculous. I think if it came down in price and they upped the quality of the games that they're getting, then yeah, I'd be sort of for it. I mean, Risk was always a fun little game. The graphics aren't great on this. It is like just like the version that you would get on your phone. Ticket to Ride looks pretty decent. That's pretty much the game board that you would get, at least with the North American release. I actually didn't realize that there was different releases of Ticket to Ride depending on where you buy it from in the world. I've only ever seen the North American version, I guess. But yeah, it's a bit crappy that they're charging so much for that and just not giving us more. I think if they had the table ready and had about 4 or 5 big game announcements to back it up, it would have hit a lot better. The price point is far too high. The games list is lackluster. If they're saying that they're getting a load of great response from the people who have picked this up, happy days. I don't even know anyone in the UK that picked one of these up. And from what I've been looking at reviews for the original one in the States, a lot of people picked it up, played it for a week, 2 weeks, and now it's a coffee table. But there you have it. Apparently there is there is a market for these things. I don't think it'll be for me. The price tag being 500 quid, yeah, like he's saying here, it's not cheap. There's definitely more affordable options out there. Sam's Club was selling the full-size arcade one-up game table for $450. $450's good. Yeah, for the was that the 32-inch one, or I can't remember what the smaller one is. Is it 24? Possibly. But even at that, I don't know. Is that a wee bit expensive? Yeah, possibly. I don't know if I'd pick. Would I pick up the one over here for £450? No, I wouldn't. No, the games list. Yeah, the games list lets it down. I suppose we are looking at there are free games, but there are also games that you have to pay for. So you're talking 450 quid plus whatever games you're going to buy for it as well. Now there is a mod that you can get for the table from Team Encoder, which sort of just converts the whole thing into a giant Android tablet, so you can load anything from the Google Play Store onto the table. You do lose some of the online functionality with regards to leaderboards, and why is she waving at me? Go away. But yeah, it was the 32. Wow. Okay, fair enough. I've totally lost my train of thought. Your woman there was waving at me. The one on the advert. Overall, though, I think that CES has gone very well for Arcade 1UP. I'm very pleased to see what's come out of it. Circling back, what I'm a bit disappointed in from them is that there was no mention of the Star Wars re-release or any updates on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the online, or Time Crisis. So those were the three that I wanted to hear something about. We know Star Wars is on the way. We just don't know when they're going to put it out. I thought that CES would have been a great time to, stealth drop that was up for pre-order. That would have sent people absolutely clamoring to the pre-orders, because we know that's going to be a limited release. We don't know how many of them it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be the exact same as the previous cabinet, or have they made some quality of life modifications to it, like bit marquee, coin door, that kind of thing. Again, they've gone quiet on that. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the online, nothing has changed on that. It's still, the lobbies aren't open. We'll get to whenever we can. So again, silence on that. That's been months and months now. Blitz has their version of online. Whether they're still calling it a beta, I don't think they'll ever get any further along than what they have. I think they're just going to go, yeah, it's no longer a beta, it's what you're getting. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has nothing, which is really starting to annoy people. Time Crisis, I guess we can maybe allow them a bit of leeway there, because that was not an official announcement or anything like that. Those pictures were leaked and they're awful looking. I really hope that was like a really early prototype, because it sucked. But I would like to know more on that. I want to know if that price point of $800 still stands. Has that been reduced because has the cabinet changed any? I want to know the official games list. We kind of know the rumoured version of it, with it being Time Crisis 1, Point Blank 1 and 2, and is it Steel Gunner 1 and 2? I think so. So there's a decent games list, at least 5 games on it. 800 quid is a big ask, but it's something that would, with Point Blank being on it, it's something that would really appeal to me, because it adds another type of cabinet to the arcade. So I've got my fighting cabinet. I've got my classic in the form of Pac-Man. I've got my 4-player in the form of Turtles. I've got a pinball, I've got a racer, but I don't have a gun game, because I don't like Buck Hunter and Terminator. I don't really have any nostalgic love for that game. I didn't play it too much. If it had been something like Operation Wolf, Operation Thunderbolt, I would have picked that up in that form, but Point Blank, yeah, definitely I'd be picking those up. From those pictures, you couldn't give it to me for free. Yeah, it was terrible looking, absolutely terrible. I completely agree with you. It's It was awful looking. I don't know. They obviously did not mean for those pictures to go out at all. They've just been leaked, and people have had to deal with it. But Star Wars, I want to know more. I want to know where it is. I want to know when I can pick it up. When that goes on pre-order, I will be. I say this now. I'll be first in line. I'll be the one, clicking on pre-order, and then the bastards will come out and go, "There you are. It's 700 quid." I really hope it's not. I hope they release it for the same price that the original one was, which was what, 350, 400. But it's not going to be. It's not. It's going to be 500. It's going to be 500. That is going to be my estimate for Star Wars. But when it comes out, I just don't know. And yeah, I would have wanted them to have said something at CES, so that's a bit of a disappointment. But overall, I think the Deluxe cabinet, the cabinets that they've got coming out, are a big win. Will we see more of these ones? Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to see at least a Capcom variant of this Deluxe edition. It'll probably come later because Yoga Flame isn't that long out. So we probably will see an Atari one as well. Maybe I would like to see that. I think an Atari Deluxe edition would fit in well as well. And hopefully this is what we'll see going forward. I don't think we're going to see the risers anymore. I think we're done with that. That it's going to be the Deluxe edition moving forward. I don't think that next year we're going to see a riser version of these. It's just going to be the Deluxe edition going forward, and the risers will sort of fade away. But I could be completely wrong. This is just me speculating, I guess. Anyway, I guess I've kept you long enough. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It was great to have a wee chat and a confab, I guess. Really good to have you guys along for the ride on that, and I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, I'll let you get on. Take her easy out there, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.